If you're watching this hoping for some magic shortcut, this isn't the video. But if you want to see what worked for me when I built something entirely from zero while still figuring it out in real time, this might help you. In the last week, I built a community to over 50 real members, and I want to break down what worked, what didn't, and what surprised me. I'm not a guru, I still make mistakes, and this is going to be done completely live. Quick context so you know who this is for and who it's not for. I've tried a lot of things online: drop shipping, private label, reselling. I've had some wins, but a lot of inconsistency. I've had months where I made money and other months where I lost thousands. So I'm not coming into this pretending like I cracked some secret code. What I'm doing right now though is building something in public from the ground up so that I can see what actually works instead of guessing. And this video isn't about my journey, it's about the lessons that anyone watching could immediately apply to their businesses. One of the biggest misconceptions I had before doing this was thinking that you needed the perfect idea to succeed. I thought if you had the right business model, the right strategy, that you'd make millions in no time, and that's just not the case. What I'm realizing now is that the market doesn't care about your idea at all. It only cares about what happens when you put that idea in front of others. Most people never get feedback because they never test anything. They're too busy thinking, planning, or watching videos that they never end up launching anything. And not launching anything is costing them real signals. What changed everything for me wasn't suddenly just being smarter or working harder. It was putting in something out there early, testing it, seeing what people thought of it, and then adjusting to it. Testing isn't about being confident at all. It's about being willing to be wrong faster than everybody else. The market will tell you what works, what doesn't, and what needs to be changed, but only if you give it something to react to. The biggest reason that this worked at all was testing. And I don't mean testing in a vague way, I mean putting something in front of other people and letting their behavior decide what actually matters. I didn't run ads because I wanted money faster or because I wanted to scale faster. I ran ads because I wanted answers as fast as possible. Testing validated two very important things for me. First, it validated that people actually wanted this. Not hypothetically, there was real people joining, clicking, and engaging with the content. Second, it proved that scaling is a possibility, because once something works at a small level, all you have to do is just keep putting more effort into it. The hardest part wasn't even running the tests, it was interpreting the results without overthinking. I had to figure out what was a real signal and what was just noise, and that's when I realized that testing isn't even about being confident at all. It's about being willing to be wrong faster than everybody else and changing things when it needs to be changed. The second thing that mattered way more than I expected was making it completely free at the start. At first I thought that charging would automatically attract more serious buyers, but then I realized that charging could cause a little bit of problems. For example, when something is free, people don't have to trust you. They don't have to believe your claims, and they don't have to be sold because you aren't selling them anything. They could just come in, look around, try it, and decide if it's good or if it sucks. Free removes all friction, it removes all hesitation, and it removes the pressure of making a decision before even understanding what you're buying. This is important because if somebody doesn't find any value when it's free, they are definitely not going to find value when it's paid. It's a way of validating the offer that I did and that it benefited me. What free really does is expose the truth. You find out what people care about, what they ignore, and where they get stuck, and you could change these things and make an even better paid version of it. And the interesting part about it is that when people do decide to upgrade later, it's not because they were convinced, it's because they wanted more value. At that point, paid isn't about access or being sold, it's about moving faster and having a more structured format. The third thing that mattered more than I expected was consistency. And I know that's said a lot, but I've had moments in the past where things have worked. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a month reselling where I made $4,000. The problem wasn't even making the money at that point, it was just keeping it consistent. There was no way of repeating it, but now what I'm doing is completely repeatable. When you're doing this alone, consistency is a lot harder than it sounds. You start overthinking, you hesitate, and you stop without having a real reason. Having structure and other people moving at the same time makes consistency so much easier to maintain, and consistency is what turns something from a one-time win into something that can actually build and scale long-term. I want to be very clear about something before I end this. This isn't overnight success, this isn't passive income, this isn't something that you could half try and hope that it ends up working. This is real effort, real testing, and real feedback that I'm doing completely in public. I'm not a guru, I still make mistakes, and I'm still going to make lots of mistakes, but this is being built completely in live for that reason. The point isn't about perfection, it's about progress. If you're someone who actually wants to build something, I recommend you stop watching videos about it and you just start testing and start launching things. That's the only way that you can find out if something works or if it doesn't work. I'm documenting everything that I learn as I go so that other people don't have to guess the way that I did. If you want to check out the community that I mentioned that I'm building, it's linked below. It's free to join, explore it, check if it's for you, and if it sucks for you, then that's completely okay as well. And if you want to follow this journey as it unfolds, subscribe on my YouTube. I'll keep sharing what works, what doesn't, and what I learned along the way.